If your heart has been feeling heavy lately, as though you've been holding the weight of too many responsibilities, emotions, and unanswered questions, then this message is meant for you from your guardian angels. Allow yourself a moment of reprieve and trust that everything will calm down once you stop carrying it all alone. Only then will things shift in your favor. The angels say, "You've carried so much for so long that the weight might almost feel normal by now. But just because you've gotten used to the heaviness doesn't mean it belongs to you forever." Take a moment and ask yourself, when was the last time you allowed yourself to truly rest, not just sleep, but rest in a way that touches your soul? Not because everything was done or perfect, but simply because you deserved peace. Even now, as you hear these words, a part of you might be resisting the idea of letting go. That's understandable. You've been the one people turn to, the one who keeps things steady, even when everything else is uncertain. But your angels are gently reminding you that strength doesn't always mean holding on tighter. Sometimes real strength is found in the soft surrender. Sometimes life piles up slowly, almost unnoticeably, until one day your shoulders ache from the invisible burdens you've been trying to hold together. In those moments, it's easy to believe that if you stop, even for a second, everything will fall apart. But your guardian angels want you to know that is an illusion. You are not alone in this. Think about how often you've kept moving, even when your spirit whispered that it needed a break. You've shown up for others, offered your time, your energy, your compassion, all while your own heart quietly asked for a moment to breathe. Maybe you've told yourself that rest would come later, after the work was done, after everyone else was okay. But your angels want you to know you don't have to earn your rest. It's not a reward, it's a right. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to offer kindness to others, but how hard it is to extend that same grace to yourself? Why is that? Why does it feel selfish to pause, to ask for help, or to simply say, "I can't do this alone"? It's not selfish, it's honest. And honesty is the beginning of true healing. When you stop pretending that everything is fine, you make room for something real, for comfort, for connection, for clarity. And maybe that's what you've been craving more than anything. A space where you don't have to explain yourself, where your silence is understood, and your weariness is met with compassion instead of questions. You've been strong for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to simply be without the pressure to perform. But you're allowed to return to yourself. You're allowed to rest in the knowledge that nothing about you has to be fixed, only loved gently and fully, exactly as you are. You are not a burden for needing rest. You are human, deserving of tenderness, just like anyone else you care for. And your healing does not depend on how much you can endure. It begins when you allow yourself to exhale and ask for support. I repeat, allow yourself a moment of reprieve and trust that everything will calm down once you stop carrying it all alone. Only then will things shift in your favor. You don't always have to be the strong one, the reliable one, the one who pushes through even when you're running on empty. There is power in pausing, there is healing in letting yourself rest, and there is no shame in admitting that you are tired. In fact, your vulnerability is the very thing that allows the right people, the ones who truly see you, to step forward. When you let go of the need to manage everything on your own, you create space for alignment, softness for help. The right hands will reach out when you open yours, and the stillness you've been longing for will meet you there, in the pause between trying and trusting. Imagine, just for a moment, what it would feel like to be fully supported, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. Imagine waking up and knowing that someone else is helping carry the load, that you're no longer walking this path with your head down and your heart heavy. That kind of support exists, and it begins the moment you stop believing you have to do it all by yourself. You've always been the one others lean on, and that's a beautiful thing. It speaks to your loyalty, your courage, your immense capacity to love. But those same qualities that make you strong can also make you reluctant to receive. So let this be your gentle reminder. You are worthy of being held to. Your strength is not diminished by softness. In fact, your openness may be the very thing that unlocks the peace you've been searching for all along. This shift won't happen all at once. It might begin with one small decision. Choosing to speak up, to delegate, to cry without apologizing for it. And from that place, your world will gently realign. People will show up who were just waiting for you to allow them in. The universe will begin to respond with ease where there was once only effort. And your own strength will be renewed, not through pushing harder, but through finally allowing yourself to be held. Your guardian angels wanted to remind you that you are not meant to carry it all. Not today, not anymore. You've been the calm in everyone else's storm, the quiet presence that reassures others even when your own heart is unsettled. But now it's your turn. Your turn to be seen, to be comforted, to be poured into. Let that truth sink in for a moment. You deserve rest, not because you've hit a breaking point, but because you've spent so long holding everything together with grace. Close your eyes for a second and take a slow breath. Picture all the pieces you've been juggling, the silent worries, the emotional weight, the roles you've played so well, and imagine gently setting them down. Nothing crashes, nothing falls apart. In fact, what's left behind is a stillness that finally welcomes you in. You don't have to do anything right now except receive it. You've done more than enough. You are enough. Lay down what no longer serves you. Rest, not because you've given up, but because you've been brave long enough, and now it's time to receive. Let this be your moment of reprieve, where calm begins to return, and everything shifts, not because you force it to, but because you finally trust that it will. This concludes the message from your guardian angels. I want to end with a prayer for you. Lord, please remind them that they were never meant to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders alone. Let them feel the sacred permission to rest, not as a reward, but as a right, a return to their own heart. Unburden their spirit, quiet their worries, and surround them with peace that asks for nothing in return. May they trust that surrender is not weakness, but the beginning of healing. Amen. Now would be a good time to pause for a moment and allow this message to sink into your soul. Trust that the universe is always watching over you, and it is working in your favor. Type 707 to claim this message and the blessings inside for your own. Try and leave a positive comment for other viewers who might need a positivity boost in their day. The universe sees it as an act of kindness that fuels the cycle of good karma. You'll be spreading positivity and receiving the universe's blessings in return. Let's uplift each other and create waves of good energy together. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you, and you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. An important message is waiting for you in the next video. Will you hear it?